Hey and welcome. In today's video we're just introducing League of Legends or LOL. Just sort of showing some of the basic gameplay and just demoing some of the modes just in case you're thinking of installing it and just not sure before you go ahead. One of the great things about LOL is that it's free. Now you can play the game completely for free. You can access all the champions and get all the runes and masteries and that sort of stuff all for free. The only sort of thing is you can actually spend money to buy more what's called riot points, and that just allows you to buy champions and upgrades a fair bit quicker. But realistically, if you're not in a huge rush, you can sort of unlock all the good things of this game just by playing for free and just getting in and having a go. So I just sort of show you there is a store within the game with which you can sort of buy champions, skins, all that sort of stuff. And there is also sort of an area where you can look at your profile, sort of the champions you have, all that sort of stuff. Masteries, this is sort of where the RPG side of things comes into it, because you can, level up your characters and stuff like that. And you have spells and all sorts of stuff. But I'm not going to get into much of that stuff for now. Really what I wanted to do in this video was just demo some of the gameplay so you can see what it's all about and see if you want to go ahead with actually getting the game. So right here we have the pre-game screen where you have the chance to pick the champion you want to use for that particular match. You can't actually see the enemies' selections, which sort of makes it a bit harder but also fun at the same time. And you also can't select the same champion as one of your other players on your team. So once you select who you want to use,
they are privileged to die at my feet.
The masteries or rune pages that associate with that person, and then just hit lock in. So this is one of the more sort of common forms of gameplay. What happens if you have 5 champions start in the bottom left corner and 5 champions start in the top right corner. As you can see, we have a base full of sort of towers and all sorts of things. And we have a shop right here that when we're close by we can buy things from. We obviously don't start off with too much money, so you can just only buy sort of small items for now. Then once you've bought your items, you just go to your place on the map and get ready for fight. When you start off, you have, in this particular mode, you have 1 point to spend on an ability. So pick whichever one you like, and then as you sort of level up within this match, you will get more points to unlock and level up these different skills.
They will know war.
So the idea of the game is basically from the base, each 30 to sort of seconds to a minute, these little minion guys will spawn. 1 line going down the bottom, 1 line going through the middle, and 1 line going up the top lane. And so basically our job as champions is to help shepherd or help get these minions or to get ourselves into the enemy's base while also stopping, I guess, the progression of our enemy champions at the same time. So that's basically the game. The idea is to die as little as possible and to obviously kill as much as possible, because that way you get more points and more money, and it's just all around better for your team and for you in the game. So that's basically how this form of the game works. All through the jungle here you've got different sort of monsters and creatures that you can battle to get points and that kind of thing, or you can just sort of stay in the lane and help your minions fight their way through and obviously protect your towers. as you saw there, as I leveled up, I just unlocked another ability.
Let us press on.
And it's important to learn the key buttons, so Q, W, E, R, related to these abilities, because that will allow you to easily carry them out basically without having to think too much about it. Otherwise you sort of have people clicking down here and clicking up there, and it's quite a slow process basically. So you want to remember those key buttons so you can do it nice and quick. And that's what it's all about. So now that I've shown you this form of gameplay, I'll just move across and show you another form you may or may not be interested in, just to show you sort of the different aspects of the game. So here we have another form of LoL, which is called ARAM. It's basically has a few sort of major differences, one of them being when you start up you randomly get assigned a champion. You do have the option to re-roll if you have the points available, but ultimately you randomly get a champion. It's 5 versus 5, so the 5 versus 5 part stays the same, but in the gameplay you'll see it's actually quite different once we get there. So the immediate difference is, as I mentioned, you don't get to choose your champion, it's actually randomly assigned to you. Okay, so we've just started. So here are some of the other key differences. In this mode you start off on level 3, which means you instantly have 3 abilities to sort of level up. You start off with a bit more money. And last of all, once you basically leave this little area here, you can't access the shop anymore. So once you've left, you can't access the shop, or you can't sort of replenish your health until you die. So that's one of the differences in this mode. Every once in a while little health pickups will sort of spawn here and here, and sort of along these parts here. But other than that, there's no real way to sort of heal your character, so it's basically fight till you die and then buy what you can and continue. The other key difference in this mode is you'll notice it's just one lane, so it's much more, I guess, in your face, much more action and a bit more fast paced, because it's just basically 5 champions versus 5 champions, fighting it out in the middle here, along with the support of minions. So that's one of the other forms of gameplay that's sort of more popular. As I mentioned, this one's called ARAM. It is 5 versus 5 and can only be done in a player versus player environment, whereas the option I showed you earlier can be done in a number of ways. It can be done sort of versus AI, can be done player versus player, and you can also sort of create some custom matches around that to define sort of how you want to play. So yeah, that sort of wraps up some of the 2 main sort of playing styles of LoL. I hope it sort of gives you an idea of what the game's all about, and I'll supply a link below to download the game if that's something you're interested in.
Imagine if I had a real weapon. Imagine if I had a real weapon.